What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 114, and we start today's episode off with Manchester United coming back to us regarding a bid we put in for David De Gea in the last episode. As you can see, they did, as expected, reject the valuation bid we put in of £18.5 million, so we up it to £22 million. They want £31.5 million, which I don't want to pay, obviously, and we can't afford right now anyway, but we'll have to wait and see what they say after putting in a new bid. Malouda is on his way to Doncaster as well for a very cheap deal, but Malouda never really developed after he came out of the academy, and he was never going to get into the first team, so I'm okay with that. And also, a bid came back in for Keiko. We counter-offered with Werder Bremen in the last episode. They came back to us and said that they would give us £5.5 million, which isn't actually a bad deal. As I mentioned, he's got 1 year left on his contract. He's valued at £3.4 million. Right now, he's only on £3 grand a week, but he wants to be up to £50 grand a week. And for a 27-year-old who's probably not going to get in a Spain shirt in the Spain squad, I thought that £5.5 million was a pretty fair deal. So I went and accepted it, and Keiko looks like he's on his way out the club. Also, Jute Paulik is going to Mallorca for a season-long loan, and also we see as well that a player did get sold. Malouda's gone to Doncaster for £150,000, which is totally fine with me. And also Martinez Andrade is going to join him at Doncaster, actually, incidentally, but he's going to go for a season-long loan, and we'll wait and see how he looks after a year. But you will see as well, Keiko did indeed get sold to Werder Bremen for £5.5 million. So, didn't have to sell him. He had 1 year left on his deal. We could have kept him here and gave him a new contract, but I didn't want to bump up his wages so significantly. He's gone, and we'll look to sign a younger player and try and develop him for the future. But David De Gea could be joining us here at Racing Santander for £22 million, because Louis van Gaal did accept that offer, and we go ahead and offer the Spaniard goalkeeper a contract, and we'll wait and see what he says. Also, Grimaldo is returning from injury, and as you will see, David De Gea did accept his contract and is going to join us for £22 million. So he becomes our most expensive signing in the series so far. But for £22 million, I'm actually pretty happy with that deal. I know it is £3.5 million over his valuation, but at 28 years old, 85 overall, he's still going to get better. He's still going to grow in terms of his potential, at least you'd expect, as goalkeepers do tend to peak in their early 30s. I'm actually okay with that deal. I really do believe we'd put in a good bid there, and we've negotiated a good deal with Manchester United. Again, Ruben Blanco was a monster for us, and it's a bit of a shame to know he's lost his place in the first team due to the fact that EA's growth system is just hilarious. But, David De Gea, he's 11 ratings higher. He's Spain's #1 under my management, so it sort of matches the objective of picking players that are actually going to play for the country, and I don't have a problem calling up to the national team. So De Gea comes in for £22 million. It is our most expensive signing so far, yes, but I'm actually pretty pleased with the deal we did there. I thought we'd have to be held to like £27-28 million. So get him for a few £1 cheaper is a pretty good deal in my opinion. So we take on Eibar for the first and only game of today's episode here, and the first chance fell to us in the 6th minute. Paco Candela shot him wide of the posto and was put behind for a goal kick. In the 21st minute, though, another great chance for us here as young Hanelise turns his man. He finds Isco. Isco plays that wide towards Jesse Rodriguez down the right hand side, cuts inside and shoots, and does find the back of the net as well. Rodriguez scored 2 goals in the opening game of the season, and I really do believe this guy's going to have a much better season for us this year. I know that last season he was a little bit inconsistent compared to the season before where he was a monster, but I think this year, I don't know why, I just really think he's going to score a lot of goals for us, cutting in from that right hand side, and he gets his 3rd goal in 2 games here in La Liga. So Eibar 0, Racing Santander 1, and in the 24th minute here, Morata finds Isco. Isco fake shots around his man and goes through the centre. Really good chance here as he goes down the left hand side, keeps hold of the ball, cuts past the defender, gets taken down, and Isco wins us his 2nd penalty in 2 games, and the referee has no hesitation in awarding a spot kick. So that's now our 3rd penalty won in 2 games, and to be honest, the Obiang one we won in the last game, in the last episode, was quite debatable, but there's no debate about this one. He double step overs around the number 4, gets taken down with the lunge, and that is a definite penalty. So Rodriguez scored 2 penalties out of 2 against Celta Vigo. Can he now make it 3 penalties out of 3? It's going to be Jesse Rodriguez against the goalkeeper here, the number 7 against the number 1. Can Rodriguez find the back of the net? Yes, he can. The goalkeeper dives the right way, but he can't keep it out, and Rodriguez almost uppercutted him there in the celebration. But it's Eibar 0, Racing Santander 2, and we're already 2 goals up in this game in the first half. So Rodriguez with both goals. That's now his 4th goal in La Liga in just 2 games. Yes, 3 of them have been penalties, but they all count. So Eibar 0, Racing Santander 2, and in the second half here, 3 minutes after the restart, Eibar had one of their first best chances of the game, but David De Gea had to make his first save in a Racing Santander goalkeeper jersey, and we get the ball away. So still 2-0, and in the 54th minute here, we had another chance from a free kick here. Jesse Rodriguez was standing over it. He's already scored 4 goals in 2 games. Can he make it 5 goals? Sadly not. He ends up hitting the post, or I think the goalkeeper might have actually clawed it away there, but still it almost went into the bottom corner. It was cleared though, and it was still Eibar 0, Racing Santander 2. In the 69th minute though, Eibar came forward here and had a great chance to get themselves back in the game, and they would succeed in doing so as well. They drilled in across to the far post, and it was turned in the centre, and Eibar grabbed themselves a route back into this game pretty much out of nothing, because other than the one save David De Gea had to make, it was a game in which we were controlling pretty well. We had a lot more possession, we had more shots, of course we were 2 goals up as well, and then out of nothing, Eibar grabbed themselves a route back into the game there with the number 28's goal, and it is 2-1. But just a couple minutes later, a great chance to extend our lead and get our 2-goal cushion back and make it 3-1. Jesse Rodriguez cuts inside and shoots, but the goalkeeper makes a really good save and denies him getting his hat-trick. So still Eibar 1, Racing Santander 2. We were playing much better, and in the 79th minute here, Eibar on the ball, looking to grab themselves an equalising goal and come back from 2 goals down to equalise. And Gale down the left-hand side whips in across to the far post, and the header is wide of the post and harmlessly put behind for a goal kick. So still Eibar 1, Racing Santander 2. They certainly weren't out of the game, but we were playing much better, and I knew for sure that if we really did want to attack and get ourselves a 3rd goal, we probably would. And as Oliver Torres takes the ball around his man here, he finds Rodriguez. Rodriguez picks out Pedro Obiang, chips it through towards Morata, keeps himself just onside, cushions the ball down and shoots, and finds the back of the net as well, and makes it Eibar 1, Racing Santander 3. So Morata's 1st goal of the season. He had a really good end to last season, capitalising on Perez's injury and playing really well for us in the final few games, and Morata does make it 3-1 there, and the game is surely secured now, and there's surely no way back for the home side. So Eibar 1, Racing 3, and in the 86th minute, a great chance to make it 4-1. We head the ball forward towards Mamadou Tunkara, who goes down the left-hand side. Tunkara, who literally just came off the bench for Morata, cuts inside with a step over, goes through and shoots, and finds the bottom corner as well, and makes it Eibar 1, Racing Santander 4. So I brought him off the bench for Morata literally seconds after Morata's goal, and that was his first real chance, and he gets the goal as well. And the former Lazio striker, you know, he'll always be a squad player here. He'll never get into the first 11 on a regular basis, but whenever he plays, he always does well. Tunkara wraps the game off, makes it Eibar 1, Racing Santander 4, and gets his 1st goal of the season. So number 23 makes it 4-1, and it was how the game would finish as well, because the final chance fell here in stoppage time for Eibar to try and grab themselves another consolation goal. They get inside here with the number 27, the shot's taken, but it goes into the side netting and behind for a goal kick. So final score, Eibar 1, Racing Santander 4. 2 goals for that man, Jesse Rodriguez, 1 goal for Morata, and 1 goal for Tunkara off the bench as well. 2 wins from our opening 2 La Liga games, and you know, this year, we won La Liga last year, and I really want to do it again. I want to have back-to-back titles with this Racing Santander team, and this is the perfect start. You know, 7 goals in 2 games, only 2 goals conceded, a really good start for us. And following that, it was time for transfer deadline day, but to be honest, with only a few £1,000,000 left in the bank, I really wasn't expecting to pull off any deals. There was only one target I had on deadline day, and that was this guy, Jose Gaya, as a backup fullback and a backup left back. We don't actually have great fullback cover for Carvajal and Grimaldo. Bellerin and Schwarzer are the only 2 recognised fullbacks we have. Schwarzer, of course, plays left back for us, and Bellerin plays right back. So I was thinking it might be kind of nice to try and get ourselves a new fullback in cover. Obviously, Jose Gaya's only 24 years old, 80 overall. But as you can see, we didn't really have that much money. His value is £9 million. We only had 7.6 to spend. So I offered 7.6 plus Schwarzer, basically just threw everything at Valencia. We'd wait and see what they say. And unsurprisingly, they said no. So Jose Gaya is not going to come in, but definitely a transfer target for the future. He's definitely someone who could make the Spain squad in the future. I've got my eye on him for the country. And, you know, I would like to sign him one day, but right now we can't afford to. Maybe in January, maybe next summer, you never know. But still, we'll have to wait and see. And following that, we had a massive bid from Celta Vigo as well for Morata. How on earth they got this much money, I don't know, but they offered £46 million for our striker. But as you can see, there was only 1 hour of transfer deadline day left. I didn't really want to sell him anyway, even though that was a huge transfer offer. So even if we did accept the bid, Morata wouldn't be able to negotiate a contract in time. So I just said, thanks but no thanks. Morata's going nowhere. He's got 1 goal in 2 games. We'll keep him here. He is in the Spain squad already. He's a really good player, and yeah, there's no need to sell him, even though it was a really good deal. You know, when the bid came in on the final hour of deadline deadline day. I was expecting like a loan bid for one of my players or something, but £46 million from Celta Vigo was crazy. But of course we say no, and Morata will stay here. And that did indeed end transfer deadline day, a very boring one, but we did what we needed to do in this transfer window. We signed a new first team player in De Gea. Isco, of course, joined on a pre-contract, and we also signed a backup goalkeeper as well. We sold £90 million worth of players in that window, which is, I think, our best for record sort of income for players sold, but still a pretty productive summer transfer window. And yeah, the score's looking pretty decent. And in the next episode, we will recap the transfer window, also take a look at the squad report and the league table as well, and we'll address the we'll address the upcoming objectives for the future. But that is going on the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.